which therapist you need.
Therapy Thursday.
Now on Wild 94.1.
I understand therapy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
All right, Therapy Thursday. That's where we answer your questions and queries. Dr. Davi, Meredith MD, Orlando BGYN. We are here to be your doctors. 60-second sessions. Any question, we'll give you the straight. Sometimes it's a good answer. Sometimes it's not something you want to hear.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's showing you the talking is working it out. So, what we got?
This one actually came in earlier this morning out the 813 for you, Orlando.
Okay.
It says, hey, guys, I really want your opinion on something. I bought my now fiance a $6,000 ring and surprised her with the engagement in a family photo shoot. And then after everything, it has been great, except for I just realized that she still says boyfriend to all her friends and family and people that she talks to. I feel like it might be a small thing, but it really bothers me. And I want to know whether I should be bothered or is this normal? Thank you.
You can't control how you feel, so you can, you can be bothered if you want to, but I mean, there is some sort of understanding about that. Like, there are people who have gotten together and they have not gotten used to saying fiance, or like, I know everybody has had the conversation of, man, it feels so weird to say that, or oh, I'm just getting used to saying that, or when they become your husband or your wife, and it's hard to say that too. So that's part of it. The other part is you might have took too long to do this proposal.
What?
There's a possibility of that too. Like, like she might be just letting you know, like, you're still boyfriend until we get across this aisle.
Oh, so it might not change until the actual wedding?
There's a possibility, because I mean, if you have you proposed before? Uh-huh. You said took family pictures, so have I given you a bunch of babies? Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? There's always some sort of explanation, whether it's on the side of accidental or more likely a message behind it, and it might be you got to assess where you are in your relationship.
That would hurt my feelings.
I don't think it should hurt you. It should just say,
After the time.
There's more trust that's needed.
Yeah.
Like some people give you a ring and they think, okay, so everything is good now. And they're like, no, you cheated. You got caught. You went and bought me a ring. I gave you 4 kids. Now everything, I'm supposed to be calling you my fiance. I don't really trust you that much, so let's walk through this a little bit.
Okay, so
you have
everything.
to assess the stuff that you didn't say in the text.
I had real quick. I had a woman showing me a house yesterday, and I asked her. She had a big ring on her finger, and I asked her, "Do you and your husband live in this neighborhood?" And she says, "Me and my boyfriend get married in July."
Yeah, see that?
She checked me
there
real
you go.
quick.
She's like, "That's
Wow.
not my husband."
Yeah,
that's not my husband yet.
But
yeah.
I like the word fiance. I don't know.
Fiance is a good middle ground.
That's a good
Yeah,
French
that's what
word
I'm saying.
if you're French. It's an awesome word.
All right. I got one for Davi. I searched through my husband's phone.
That was your first mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. Strike one.
A couple of times, and I noticed he has responded to a couple of girls with the emoji smiley face with hearts as eyes.
Oh.
I'm pissed.
No.
Of course, but I can't say anything because then I have to admit that I went through his phone. What can I do? I'm bothered. I definitely am. I wouldn't mind talking about it. I've been caring for him. I guess he injured himself. So this just kind of feels like a shot at her.
I hope you're bothered. I think you
Davi?
being bothered
be
is
bothered.
what you get for checking that man's phone. Heart eye emojis are not cheating.
Yeah. it's
Heart
not.
eye emojis
What is that? No, wait.
are not
What is it, though?
breaking a trust.
I'll tell you, heart eye emojis are awe.
Aw.
That's what that
All
is.
he was saying was aw.
Oh, because it's not. I would never say aw to Davi.
But there's
not.
hearts.
So I've never
on
had
it.
to send Davi a smiley face with a heart on it. But I've said aw to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
I,
usually about.
and I can send you a smiley face and with a heart on it if I see a picture of Aubrey and Olivia and they hugged up and I say
Right.
and I send you a heart thing. I'm not hearting you.
It means like
I'm
I
saying,
love that.
"Aw."
I love that.
That's
what you said.
Right. That's awesome.
That picture of you.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's feels.
You stay out of that man's phone.
Yeah.
Okay, but
It's-
besides that,
There is no besides that.
Davi, she's worried about this.
Okay, I don't think you have to worry. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
I don't
a
either.
little heart eye emoji here and there. It's not that big a deal. Let it go. Stay out of the phone, and
Anything
we'll be
you're
okay.
searching for that you find is going to be bigger and magnified.
Yeah, and it's just
Smiley face with eyes is not a big deal, but because you found it in his phone while you were snooping and needed justification of finding something,
Yeah.
now you treated it like you'd have found the secret files from Donald Trump's taxes. That ain't all of it, all right? I'm catching hell right now because they don't like the fact that the heart eyes emoji is being called awe.
Yeah.
That's just in my studies at University Upstairs Medical College.
In your travels.
That's what I've learned. That's what that means. Also, I'm being accused about Trump's taxes. They like I sound like a hater. No, I was saying you treat something like finding that smiley face like you found this infamous secret.
Right.
Like the stuff the newspapers and everybody keep talking
You
about.
broke
You're
the
like,
story.
Oh my Lord, I found a box of his taxes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a smiley face with a heart on it.
Well,
Unless that's followed behind, you fine, girl. Don't trip.
We're
That's
getting
all I'm
there,
saying.
though, a little.
Nah, just all right. Davy, you got one.
Okay.
It says, Dr.
I don't know
Davy,
why.
how can I date when I don't trust people? After crappy, I'll say, relationships, everything I start ends up with me not trusting them. Sometimes I'm right about it and sometimes I'm wrong, but it's a constant now. How do I get out of not trusting?
This sounds like the classic, you can't love somebody else until you learn how to love yourself.
Ooh, all right.
I think there's probably some issues and some baggage from, previous heartache and relationships that would probably need to be addressed before you could think about jumping into like a productive, long-term sustainable relationship. So maybe try to figure out where those insecurities like really originate from. Address that, there's some trauma or something that you're holding on to from the past. So I would say work on that, and the relationship side will usually just kind of fall into place. Like a lot of times you'll find it when you're least expecting it. So I would say right now just focus on you more than us or the potential of jumping into something new.
There you go. So the translation is don't date. The first question was, how can I date when I don't trust people? You can't.
Yeah. Work on yourself.
So stop dating. Stop wasting your opportunities. Like this video game only gives you 4 times to play, and you killing your life mans. Like, you know what I'm saying? By the time you get all your issues fixed, you mess around, don't nobody want to date you now. No. All right, what else?
I got one for you, O.
Yes.
Okay. I was hanging out with a good friend who I used to talk to pre-COVID, and we would hang out frequently. Recently, she has suggested that this summer we start doing things, trips, and activities, and bring our husbands along too.
Talk that talk.
The problem is that I really don't care for her husband. Anytime we've been around him, he's rude. He has made very rude, douchey comments, not even about her or me. It's about my kids too, and makes me feel uncomfortable. I think he's just one of those people that thinks he can just be funny, but he's not. I also know the way he acts is not going to mix well with my husband. I don't want anything to jeopardize my friendship with my friend, but I would love to do more with her, but I really don't want to hang out with her husband. Is it wrong for me to just hang out with her? What do I do? How do I handle the situation?
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to flip the script on this. You need to back up. I know everybody likes tact and everybody likes, like people be polished or whatever, but everybody's crew got a booger, a pooter, a animal, a ox, or somebody who is the gruff, wrong side of the tracks, I eat with the wrong fork dude. And some of those people are fun. Mm-hmm. Like you mess around and go on a trip with somebody named Booger. You might mess around and have a few stories. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the person you want to be like walking through Paris with, but it might be the person you want to go to Crystal River with the families. Maybe you make a good brisket. You know what I'm saying? So look at people for what they bring to the table. Stop picking and choosing like A&R in an album. People A&R their friendships like you got to have this perfection. You got to be this perfect. You got to be this, that, and the other. If your husband gets along with him and they talk good man talking, let them do that. This person ain't got to be polished up for you. Like, enjoy the family as a unit. Never pair off with the dude because you don't enjoy him. I've been around people, honestly, in the last 10, 12 years that I don't really like. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like people who are associated with other people who come through and I'm like, yo, I could be in the same space. I'm an adult. Mm-hmm. But I ain't going to invite you anywhere. We only go see each other at these junctures, so let them live.
Yeah, you're not going to spend time in random conversations.
Fun, stupid people.
Well,
be having to be fun, stupid people.
I like that advice, but being on vacation, close proximity to somebody like that, I see where she's coming from.
If you in an RV, everything's equated to the van for you,
What
Meredith.
are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just saying everybody ain't in a van. Somebody got on a plane and went somewhere. I got a room. You got a room. I don't care. We on a boat. You got a suite. I got a suite.
Just don't share a house. Don't rent a house together.
Don't rent a house
There you
together.
go. There you
Let's
go.
just spare space away.
Okay, I like it.
Sorry.
Out the 813 for Meredith, it says, so my fiance plays semi-pro football, and he's constantly having to fly to a different state to practice with his brother and his team. I know he's annoyed of having to fly because I don't want to leave my family here in Tampa. What should I do? I love you guys.
Oh, well, I mean, you married into a family that's, athletes. So you got to get used to that life and that schedule. I personally, I can't be with somebody that's constantly traveling and away from me and the family. That's me personally, just because I grew up like that. So if you're realizing now that you don't like that schedule, it's not that it's too late, but it might be for a certain amount of time. So you kind of got to suck it up for the time being. A lot of people deal with this, military families, list goes on and on, people that work in sales. So as long as there's constant contact and like Zoom calls and all that stuff, and his itinerary and schedule, that way you can keep up with where he is and what he's doing. Yeah,
you just lost us.
But athletes have itineraries, so as long as you guys can share somewhat of a calendar, that way when you can Zoom call, or dinner time or stuff like. What are you trying to see? Like I'm trying to follow somebody.
That's what it sounds like.
No, I'm not.
He gotta check in with you with the schedule every weekend.
No,
you use the word
sync
itinerary.
up your calendar.
Itinerary.
My relationship ain't never gonna have the word itinerary.
Yeah, you were on a roll.
Yeah, you was killing it.
Sync
And
up
then
your
you killed it.
calendars.
Yeah, nah.
Your Google calendar.
We're not syncing up
up our
calendars.
calendars.
Hell no. What the hell?
Married couples do that.
No, we ain't doing that. We not
practice.
married. No.
Y'all been hurt
No.
before. I can
Hell
just
no.
tell. That's
I'm not syncing
exactly
up
what
nothing
that
with
is.
you. No, no.
Calendars. Now I got an alert because you get a pedicure in 30
Hell
minutes.
no. Like, we're married to those some. You drinking?
What's wrong with that?
Hell no.
Syncing up my
No.
damn
Okay,
calendar.
sorry.
Can you sync up your itinerary with my itinerary? We need to break up.
It's 5 o'clock. Your itinerary has not been submitted yet. You must be sending heart emojis.
I regret that comment immediately. I'm sorry. Gosh.
Well, I like the fact that you said like the military and everything else. Like your job, his job, you married into that.
Yes.
So
Suck it up for
you
now.
got an athlete for a man, and especially if he's making more bread. If you have something that can move and he's making money, you got to back him up. Because I got to tell you, he mess around to get drafted. He's now in the Super Bowl with the next run at the Buccaneers. He's get picked up. Now you want to be there for everything.
You have to be supportive.
Now you want to be there for everything. But where were you when it was a struggle, when it wasn't sexy and we was in the hack and sack bucks and stuff, and we were rolling around in the minor leagues or
struggle.
whatever? Where was you at then? I was
Right.
here with,
Shooting in the gym.
with my mama.
Right.
I was here with my mama. Well, you know what? Then your mama going to take you to the Super Bowl then. you gotta man up and be a part of it.
I totally agree. Be
Yo.
supportive. I mean, it's not going to last forever. We all know that that's for a short amount of time. So
I like
just
the
be
way you
supportive
close
life.
that out, Meredith.
Yeah, with your itinerary.
I didn't do anything wrong. It's convenient to sync up your
You lost our
calendars.
vote.
Our Google Calendar synced up.
I think you need to lose that parking space that we got for you right now. You check yourself. All right, listen. Do we got one more?
Yeah, we got more.
Well, let's grab one more.
Good morning, Freak Show. I am in a same-sex interracial marriage, and we have an 8-year-old black son. My son was a participant of a local Pop Warner football team, and the head coach made several offensive and racial comments. And I was physically threatened by another parent. I placed formal complaint, and it escalated. And in result, we were unjustly voted out of the league. My wife thinks I should let it go, but I can't let it go that easily. What do you guys think I should do?
Ooh, that's a
Oh,
lot.
is this one for all of us?
This one is said Freak Show. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, listen. I understand you want to be treated fairly, but everything ain't got to be a Norma Ray. Like, we got to have a revolt type thing. That's probably why they voted you out. They're like, yo. Like, I mean, because fighting another parent, that's normal in sports.
Is it
Okay.
normal?
Parents be out there going at it.
Okay.
So, I mean,
don't know.
you don't want to be fighting,
Well,
but I'm saying it happens.
It seems like from the text, the initial thing was offensive comments made from an adult to their son.
Which is something you have to speak to.
Yeah.
You can't let
Stand up.
somebody talk about it. Now there are, I mean, sadly, there are different things. It depends on how old that coach is. Some people are older and they say stuff that's sideways, and you allow them a little leeway because they older. And then you got young people who just ain't thinking. So you got to look at the age of the coach and the experience of the coach. You still got to check them, but you know where it's coming from. Older people got closed minds about stuff because they grew up in the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell an old man that somebody spit in his face every Friday that now everything cool. Like, you know, he don't see it that way. You know, so, and he is not long for this world because he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Because it is supposed to be cool. It's supposed to be even.
So he's having a hard time letting this go. His wife thinks he should.
No, it's a wife. It's a wife and a wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Same-sex interracial
Same
marriage.
sex.
Okay, so...
Can they talk about it?
Or a husband and a husband. I don't know. Like, it could be either.
Okay.
It could be either. But
so
I'm
the
saying
partner
that,
thinks
so
they
there's
should
no-
let it go. Do you think it's time to just find another football league?
I mean, but think about it. If you would have addressed it and let it go, you might have still been in that league you wanted to be in. Sometimes it isn't an all-in boycott moment. That's all I'm saying. You have to pick and choose. And probably your partner that knows everything y'all went through is the person you should ask.
Right.
Like, you're a co-pilot with
That's
me.
true.
So should I ride with this? I think you should let it go.
Yeah.
Damn that. I'm a ride. And then, well, then why you ask me?
Right.
You already made
You
your
know what I'm saying?
decision.
Like, damn.
Yeah, and your partner probably saw ways that you could have handled it differently.
Right.
And
Because they already looking at us like we the same sex, we're the oddities.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we sensitive about our son. And on top of that, you out here trying to fight somebody else's mama. Like, you know, like that's 3 strikes. You
Also,
got to lead the lead.
What's beneficial for the kid? Is he really successful at the league that he's in? Are we going to take this person out and then start fresh, start something new? What
I
are we
think you
gonna
can
do?
always check a coach because some coaches go too far. Some coaches ain't. It's a new league. Maybe they acting too comfortable with your kid. You could have spoke to that and maybe addressed it a different way than raging out.
okay.
So talk to your partner the way you wrote us. Sit down and listen to your partner instead of just,
Right in the free
moving
show.
forward. Yeah. I mean, because you might mess around and get an itinerary. Or something like that.